Conjuration is my favourite school of magic, and today I'm going to be seeing if I can beat Skyrim whilst only using it. I'm going to be using the familiars and no other conjuration spells such as necromancy and bound weapons, and with the game set to adept, we begin the challenge.
Finally awake.
I choose the Breton because they already have the familiar, and I make my character Billy No Mates. I almost get beheaded when Alduin shows up and begins laying waste to Helgen. After making it through the city, I choose to go with Hadvar because Empire rules and Stormcloaks drool.
You're not stopping us this time. Fine, I hope that dragon takes you all to Sovngarde.
After winning my first battle, it becomes clear to me that Doggo is a piece of shit who refuses to fight, but Hadvar sweeps the soldiers. After paying my respect to Gunjar, I clear out the rest of Helgen, ignoring the bear, and when I say I mean Hadvar. I should also say that I stole the mage's stuff from the cell, and so the adventure truly begins. I choose the Mage's Stone for that sweet 20% learning buff, then I hit at Riverwood, where I'm asked to inform the Jarl of Whiterun that there is a dragon nearby. The Flame Actronaut spell, but I'm too poor to buy it. So it's time to make some money. My first choice of profit is to return the Amulet of Arcade to the priest, because of how easy it is.
So much. Oh, thank Arcade! Please, take this gold for your troubles.
Are you kidding me with this hole? Welcome!
I didn't want to do this, but I must resort to potions. After selling these, I buy the Flame Actronaut spellbook, where I can only just about cast it. It's time to get the Dragonstone from Bleak Falls Barrow. Firstly, I take out the Watchtower crew, which is easy enough. I plow through the bandits waiting outside of Bleak Falls Barrow as well. Bleak Falls Barrow was easy to get through. I think that Frederick Flamesworth is a bit overpowered at this point in the game. I had to punch my way through 2 sets of cobwebs, but I'm not going to count these in the challenge, as it's unnecessary. I also came across a little skeever, until the dog ate him. After I'd gotten the Dragonstone, I gave it back to the court wizard in Whiterun, and then I was asked to help kill a nearby dragon.
Now. Not now. Not now. Not now. Not now.
The dragon was killed easily, and then I was summoned by the greybeards. On the way, I stole a horse from a hunter. I shouted the hunter off the horse, which meant I failed the challenge, but my last save was 10 minutes ago, and I didn't want to go back. Even worse than that, the horse then attacked me in Iverstead, and Frederick Flamesworth had to put it down. The worst thing about the greybeards is that they live atop the biggest mountain in Tamriel, with 7,000 steps, and now without a horse, I had to do it alone. Luckily it was easy except for the frost troll, but it was killed with relative ease. Get me this horn! So I had my next challenge. Making it to the dungeon with the horn, I had my first fight. It was a fellow necromancer, and the fight was reminiscent of a Pokemon battle, which I was losing at first. However, the tables turned and I got a book which would let me summon skeletons, which adds Susan to the team. Susan wiped out the waves of Draugr and proved that she was a useful asset to the team. Turns out the horn was stolen, and I am now tasked to meet the thief in Riverwood. As I arrive in Riverwood, I'm met with 2 cultists who attack me. The entire population of Riverwood helps to kill the 2, and I steal their armor. I think I look quite dapper.
Get me mad, and I'll prank you. And not a little, a lot. Ouch!
Delphine is a member of the Blades, and she wants to see proof that I'm a Dragonborn. So we set out to hunt a dragon.
Kynesgrove. There's an ancient dragon. I need to get into my traveling gear. Give me a minute, and I'll be ready.
Whilst the fight goes on in the background, I'd like to take this time to say this video is hard for me to make. I've never really made a video like this, except for one time and it went terribly. I'm not that confident in the way that I'm talking. I've made like a half script, and I didn't write this bit down, and I'm hoping you can tell. I'm being a bit more fluent with my words and not sounding as much like a robot like that. So, if you're still here watching this, thanks for sticking with me. I know it's a little bit awkward, but in due time it'll get better hopefully. So, enjoy the rest of the video. I'm asked to attend a party for the Thalmor to see if they're behind the dragon's return. After meeting up with Melbourne, who is Delphine's partner, and watching a beheading, I attend the party. This is also where I realised how small the goddamn Breton race is.
Welcome to the Thalmor Embassy.
I make a distraction which ends up with a rich nobleman calling a catering lady a
walk away from me,
bad
you
name.
Slut. Do you know?
I then begin to progress through the Thalmor keep, then tragedy struck, my first death of the run. After fleeing away from the Thalmor soldiers, I run straight into a Storm Attronaut, who blocks me into a room and then kills me. This also summarizes the rest of the keep. In the courtyard, I develop a new strategic battle plan. Running away. I also go on to kill a small group of Thalmor soldiers shortly after this. I discover the Thalmor have nothing to do with the dragon's return and I have to escape the base. After freeing 2 prisoners and finding a report for a man named Esbern, I escape. Okay, so the 2 prisoners did die, one of which was the woman who I got imprisoned in the first place, to make the distraction.
Slut!
Delphine sends me to find Esbern, who is thought to be in the Riften Ratway. He's also a member of the Blades, and he's an old friend of Delphine's. Riften is a small fishing town which holds the Thieves' Guild in it. One of the members of the Thieves' Guild, Brynjolf, makes me steal a ring and plants it on someone to imprison them. This is also a good summary of Riften. Brynjolf informs me that Esbern is in fact in the Ratway, which are the sewers underneath Riften. After getting past the lowlifes, one of which had a fire bow, which was great fun, I get to Esbern and he wants to meet back up with Delphine. Back in Riverwood, Esbern informs us that Alduin's Wall may hold the secret to stopping the return of the dragons. Alduin's Wall is a mosaic thing hidden in the old Blade Sky Temple. Just outside of the temple, a dragon attacks us and the other forsworn enemies nearby, which gives me the perfect opportunity to sneak into the temple. After getting past all the traps and puzzles, we finally get inside. Esbern predicts that to beat Alduin we need a shout called Dragonrend. I suggest that the greybeards may know the shout, but Delphine has mad beef with the greybeards because she doesn't respect their wisdom or something. And then I am told to meet the leader, Parthenax. He is at the top of the mountain, and by learning the Clear Skies shout, I get to the top with relative ease. I use the shout as little as possible in good faith of the challenge, and Frederick deals with a couple of ice wraiths on the way. Turns out the leader of the greybeards is a dragon, but he's cool as hell. The guard at the college wants to see me cast Frederick, which I do, and I'm officially a college student. Which introduces the best character of the game, Orag Groshrub, or however it's pronounced, the librarian. He informs me of some crazy bloke up north who may know where to find an Elder Scroll. I bought a book from one of the teachers at the college. It's a ghost that uses all the magicka, and its strength is determined by how much magicka it uses, if you understand what I mean. I also jumped the entire way down from the college, which looks quite cool. After the crazy bloke sent me into a Dwemer ruin, I finally get to Blackreach at the end. I run through Blackreach as quickly as I can. It's one of those places where 1 minute you're searching for an Elder Scroll, and the next you're collecting 30 fucking Nirn roots. Long story short, I get the Elder Scroll and return to Parthenax to read it. I learn the Dragonrend shout and a fight with Alduin begins. I had to use Dragonrend to progress in the game, so he would land. Between the new ghost and Frederick, the fight is won, and after beating Alduin, he runs away. I now need to talk to the Jarl of Whiterun to see if we can use Dragon's Reach to capture one of Alduin's followers, so we can learn where he ran off to. The Jarl of Whiterun agrees to let us use Dragon's Reach if we can get the 2 armies in the Civil War to agree to a temporary truce, as the Jarl will be attacked if he looks weak. Ask the Greybeards if they can hold a peace summit in High Hothra, because both armies respect the Greybeards deeply.
Yes, I'll give Tullius one more chance to quit Skyrim with his tail between his...
Yes, fine. I'll
I'm
come to this
telling you.
greybeard guy.
After agreeing to a truce, Esbern teaches me a shout that will draw a dragon to the Jarl's palace for capturing. The beginning of the fight goes well. In the fight I use the ghost because of how insanely overpowered he is, and after a short while the dragon is caught and he agrees to fly us to Alduin's location, which is Sovngarde, which is basically the afterlife for Nords.
Amativ, mu bokotin stinselok.
With Alduin's getaway, I need to get past a few waves of Draugr and a couple of dragons, but I use my previously mentioned battle plan, running away. I used Susan to get through more of the dungeon. I wanted to use my whole roster like in Pokemon, and now begins the most difficult fight of the run. This fight took me like 20 minutes, and I used all of my health potions. I used the ghost because I had the most health. Frederick could have sniped the dragons, but he would have been killed in one hit, or two, and he would have drawn fire to me instead of him. But for real, I've played a lot of legendary difficulty. I've never had a fight last 15 minutes like this. That's the point of the challenge, right? And then the real fight began against the dragon priest guarding the path to Alduin in Sovngarde. The fight was hard for sure, but nothing compared to the previous fight. I did die a few times, and when I finally killed him, it was a close call. After entering Sovngarde, I have to meet up with the 3 heroes who used the Dragon Ren shout originally, but first I have to beat Sun, the god. Side note, I know I made fun of the Breton's height earlier, but god damn! I beat him and gained access to the hall where the 3 heroes were. I also found a cowhead, which I didn't know was in the game.
Feldir speaks wisdom. The world is a coward, fears you. We must drive away his mist, shouting together, and then unsheath our blades in desperate battle.
I need to shout the fog out of the way, the same way that I did on the way up to Parthenax, and the final fight with Alduin begins. I used Frederick at first because Alduin was flying and Frederick could shoot flame balls, but I found out that I need to use Dragon Ren to ground Alduin to actually do damage. So I used the Ghost because of his high attack and health that he has. After Alduin is beaten, I found out that I need to punch him at once to kill him. Sorry, I'm trying to play Final Patrol. But Alduin is defeated. From a raggedy old man about to be beheaded to the savior of Tamriel, all with the use of Conjuration only. And one punch, I guess. Right, so that was it. That was the Conjuration challenge. We played the entirety of Skyrim with only using Conjuration. And honestly, I actually found it quite fun. I'm not gonna lie to you. It got a little bit stale. It's kind of bad watching all of the action happen without really being involved. But it definitely got better at the end. I think if I played through it again, I would turn it from adept to maybe expert, maybe even master, because it's just a little bit too easy. But yeah, if you did enjoy, please subscribe. I'm going to try and do a few more videos like this, even though they're extremely difficult to make.
I'm on the move, can't stop me if you try. Coasting on now, baby, it's just me, myself, and I. Cause I'm on the move, every step is by design. It's only up from here till the moment I die.
I've been on the move, I never saw myself ever coming so far. Taking small steps, I was trying to find my groove. Yeah, I know that I was off to a really slow start, but now I'm running. Never looking back, I'm going towards where the sun is. Even if it blinds me, I find peace inside. Keep my eyes on the prize till I'm holding it above me.